proud to... Oh, hold on, I'm not talking yet. Hi, everyone. This is my new VTuber setup. I hope you enjoy it. It took a lot of work, a lot of expression, a lot of customized features. Like if someone types /gumball in the chat, it'll rain gumballs down. Just a really complicated system here. I can even look over here. Sorry, I stopped talking there for a second. I can even look over here. Hi DJ Sauls. Hi Iris and Biscute. Welcome. It's been a minute. VTubing is my future, not just the future. I'm just kidding, y'all. How's it going? That was a joke. Welcome to the virtual booth. We are doing some fun things this here day, and I'll give everyone a little second to hop in on Essie Gumball Hammer. Oh, you missed the gumball prompt. It's I'm sure next time the VTuber's up. Here, hold on. Let's get the VTuber back. Because I'm really shy. I don't really want people to see my face. Here's the rig. I paid someone about $3,000 for this rig, but it's fully customized. Like, I'm really happy with it. Someone type / TIE Fighter in the chat and see what happens. Just a lot of really cool custom features. I thought, for $3,000, this is really. Is this a terrible joke? That's what I'm realizing. This might be a terrible joke. But no, it has been a very long time since I streamed. Lots of things happening. Lurk away. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Is anyone here on Twitch? You are on... Yeah, I see someone's on Twitch. I'm doing restream. Is audio good? You hearing music? All those fancy things. I just figured I didn't want to do like a full 10 whole minutes of the pause stream of the stream starting soon. All that stuff. I'm gonna assume everyone's fine. So here's the idea. We are working, at least, I think this is an idea that could take all weekend, right? It's like the next 3 days. Music is a bit louder than me. I can fix that. Yeah, that might help. Is that better, Flaming Gamer? Hey, Kit Ridgeway. Welcome. So this is a design idea that exists in the world of Stormfellers. There is a sort of a rule I've been following myself. Because I've been designing like lots of background characters, like fleshing out the world building of Stormfellers over the last I think 2 years of Nico's backpack. Awesome, glad it's better. Sweet. We got some cool music going on here from Harris Hell. 7 hours of very, the vibe I was going for. A lot of the lo-fi lists out there are it's been a while. We've had lots of lo-fi for a while. I'm so sorry about how pale I'm looking on here. Lots of jazz, and which I love jazz, but lots of plotting, plotting lo-fi hip-hop out there. I don't think there's even a hip-hop. I think it's just lo-fi at that point. But it feels like it's sort of just we're establishing a BPM for the sake of there being noise, but it's not technically music. It's that slow. So, how many folks? I don't want to. Yeah, we got like good 20 folks in here. Just double checking. Man, there were so many. Now I'm seeing that the thumbnail for my live is the little VTuber. This guy. I'm giving a little bit of time for folks to come in because I know it just went live, but I understand I'm all over the place speaking right now. So the idea that I'd like to pursue over the course of the next 3 days is Stormfellers, the world of Stormfellers. Right, the rule that I've been following. So I've designed a lot of Stormfellers characters, right? In the world of Stormfellers. But the idea is, right, that our main crew of Biko and Aetius and Glangor and Quilver are but one party in a larger world, right? In a guild of Stormfellers. But I have ideas for the other Stormfellers, right? Like what other parties look like. But I've, as a sort of rule for myself of not bloating with world building and stuff, I've restricted myself from designing other Stormfellers until I can actually like get at least the first episode, done and everything. Which, by the way, all of everything of me taking so long and lots of delays on the project and everything is going very well. I expect a trailer within a soon amount of time. I would say within the next 6 weeks. So this weekend is... Oh, hello. Client stuff. This weekend is not like a big announcement, and it's not even a fake out towards an announcement. That's not the idea. Hopefully that's okay with everyone. Instead, it's sort of a return for me to streaming, and it's been a while. Like, my last convention was Lightbox of last year. Hey, Fox McCloud, welcome. So since Lightbox, I haven't had any shows or any way to actually interact with everybody. So looking forward to that over this weekend. And if you want the sale up on the shop is discounts and exclusive stuff and Bika plush and all that stuff. But I'm also going very I remember past streams where I had all of these sort of prepared time-lapse videos when I took a 5-minute break and a commercial for the sale and all those things. I was kind of going crazy with a lot of that stuff. Here, let me do just cam for a sec. There we go. While I'm just talking to you. This is as technical as things get. Is a drawing, a cam, and a pause and a main. That's all I got. So it's super low key for the rest of this weekend. So the Stormfellers prompt, started with this. This is all I have of it so far. That's a little post-it note. So, very good friend of mine, who's currently out of the country, I asked him about, hey, what do you think? What sports do you think they play in the Stormfellers world? Now, myself, not an overly sportastic person, right? And side note here, I do think it's time. It's beyond time for us to retire the term sports ball as I don't really know sports, and so I'm going to overgeneralize. I think we're done. You can maybe find me saying that in some old video, all facetiously. But I think sports ball is dead. You won't find me watching much by way of sports, but I do enjoy myself a good bit of outdoor recreation, a good bit of basketball. I actually have been playing way more volleyball than I expected this month, or this year, this summer. The months of this year that were summer. Thanks, Fox McCloud. Thanks for watching some of my videos. I hope some of the other ones are good too. Oh, you know what? All right, I'm giving y'all little tiny bits of information here. Let me just check one thing. I forgot this. All right. I just have a hard time focusing on drawing, though. Yeah, hey, man, that's how it goes. That's how it goes for pilots of R-Wings and humans. Hey there, Sean. Welcome, welcome. All right, so now that we're in a bigger screen, right? We can see this. This is what I'm going for with this challenge. Where was I? The ADHD's still there. It's still there. I can feel it in my speech. It will calm down over the next couple hours. So yeah, I said, what kind of sport do you think they play in Stormfellers? Not like Glangor playing basketball, right? Which would be interesting, but incongruous, right? What sport have they made up? And he said like badminton or lacrosse, and that helped me like sort of spin some of the creative juices a little bit. Brawny Stevani or Brony Stevoni. Any tips for having motivation? Yeah, I've got plenty of videos on that, all artistic mindset stuff. Yeah, you can watch the videos that I've made. When you're using all your energy on other stuff, yeah, yeah. Find time, find energy. I've definitely made like a ton of videos along those lines. We can talk about it in a little bit. Very quiet. I have my desktop volume. Yeah, okay, so I don't really understand what's up with the... Let me double check my mic settings here. Sorry, y'all, you're getting the first... Not only is this like the first day of the weekend, this is like... This has been so long since I streamed last. Okay. Desktop audio, mic. What does it think my mic is? Desktop mic. Huh. You know, it could be on like sort of the, I mean, I can drag my, is that better? I don't want to bring it like, now I'm at like negative 1.5 decibels on my mic, which means if I yelled, it would mash things out. All right, Brooke Streamery with a possessive S. Brooke, how are you? Sort of like blitzball or Quidditch for the Stormblade. I don't know what either of those things are, but yes, I mean, I know what, I've heard of Quidditch. Blitzball. Yeah, so here's the thing, right? I started thinking about it. I started thinking what kind of sports they'd be playing. Not sports ball, because we're done with that. We're not saying that anymore. And essentially what I kind of came up with was, this is loose. This is a loose idea, and feel free to throw in your 2 cents, because that's kind of the point of this weekend, right? Is you guys are collaborating on this. Is that sort of like, all right, here's the playing field, right? Here is where everybody sits at, like, observes the game, right? This is the stands, all right? And think of like a stadium, right? A stadium is sort of, it's shaped sort of like this, right? It's got, bleachers and everything towards a playing field in the middle and stuff like that. Yeah, you're just gonna have to take my word for that. However, the game that they're playing is actually like bowl shaped, right? So they've dug a hole into the ground. This is in the Stormfellers world, right? And this is my so far of this, right? And then in the middle are a series of goals. I was thinking like maybe like woven basket type, because that's part of this world, right? Is that they're not really using stone because they're on an island that's frequently ravaged by storms. So now you have like maybe a goalie here, and that guy is much bigger than all of these spectators. Maybe we'll bump up the size of the spectators a little bit. Great to have you all here. Okay. So, you know, let me know if this is resonating with you guys, because this is a collaborative process at this point. So maybe you've got goalies there, but now play actually sort of exists like up and down the walls of this bowl, right? And like, it's great from there's a couple of things I think are cool about this. Spectating is easy because you're like, without any cameras or flying rigs or zip lines of you know, no jigs for cameras, you're able to see like a bird's eye view of the game, right? You're able to see everything, which even like at a racetrack, like unless you're up high and it's a little circle, like you can't see the whole progression of the competition, right? Let's see. Catch up with y'all on the chat here. This chat is like so tiny. I'll have to fix that. Pink Ink, yeah, I'm here. Final Fantasy 12 Blitzball. Gotcha. Okay, so that's probably what that's from. I'll have to look it up. MLB baseball with stadium hot dogs. Yeah, exactly, Brony. I'm doing a live, Pink Ink. Yeah, so Fox McCloud, this is the world of Stormfellers, which is the pilot I've been working on. So I can give a little bit more of a. It's makes sense to explain a little bit about Stormfellers now because of what I started figuring out about like this game, the sort of meaningfulness behind it, which I was like, oh, cool, sports can be meaningful. Like, I think that's cool. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this, but I'm pretty sure as time goes on, yeah, like I'm making the most rough sketches, and I think over the course of the weekend we'll so here's the thing, right? Like we flesh out the game. We flesh out like maybe some of the rules or like the equipment that's used, because I think that's a fun part of it, right? Is like maybe something sort of lacrosse-esque, maybe double-sided, but they're like, you know, they're running up and down the walls of this thing. But also what I'd love to do is like get into designing the players, right? Like, what does your ideal athlete look for each of the like the roles? Like who's running up the walls? Who's the goalie? Who's, you know, what do their uniforms look like? I think that's a cool design exercise for this weekend. Awesome, thanks, bro. Wow, that's so cool. Oh, thank you. Gadworks, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute since I popped into your streams. I saw you're like updating you some of your layout stuff recently. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Maybe they could use special sticks that they could use as they play, like bats or hockey sticks. Yeah. Dude, so Fox McCloud, I'm actually, Insectoid is a really good, yeah. I was really thinking that, because, right, the design philosophy, like the designs in this world, or what's sort of guiding me a little bit, this circle is bothering me, is a little bit like Jim Henson-esque, right? And I don't think that's like readily apparent. I think it's one of those things where, to me, it's an influence. And what it basically means is like, no one's too much one animal. And when they are animalistic, it's sort of like simplified toward an abstraction. So that's kind of the idea. But yeah, Insectoid is perfect because we have some characters already, right? Like, so we've got, hopefully this won't spoil a ton. We have, where's he at? We have Tulston, who is one of my favorite characters, right? Designs. Because he's sort of like, he's butterfly based, right? He's got one wing. I love the one wing. And like the asymmetry of his like horns there, but it's sort of like, I don't know, usually butterflies are very like delicate. And he's delicate too, but he's still like an adventurer, which I love that idea about him. So he's sort of Insectoid. And then where is Glengor? Oh my goodness, I hope I'm not sharing anything too spoilery. Yeah, then there's Glango, right, who's a crab. Crabs are insectoid-esque. So this is like kind of a section of the universe I haven't really done a lot with so far. And I think like insect-ish creature characters that are running up the wall and doing some of that stuff. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Let's see. Oh, you know what it is? It's that these messages are disappearing after 30 seconds, which is, yeah, I'm taking too long to reply. But I can see the chat. I'm scrolling up. Maybe they have super sharp cleats. Yeah, stabbing the walls. Updating stuff. Gonna stream hardcore this month. Nice. Oh, sweet. That's awesome, Gadworks. Isn't that the way? It's like, I feel like so much of my income is like, well, it really is right now, supporting indies. Are they on foot or on skates? Skates is a good idea. Yeah, I know that they have wheels. I missed hearing you talk. It's good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ooh, yeah. Feel free to draw along. Look at Houston go. What's Houston, Christalis? I'm gonna lie about. Yeah, I'm trying to go in like as an attendee. No booth this year because they don't let you do 2 years in a row, which I did do 2 years in a row, and then they were like, okay, really this time you can't do 2 years in a row. Was it Talston looks like? Oh, were you saying Houston as Talston, or does Talston remind you of a character named Houston? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Anyhow, okay, so right, this is the mechanics, the vague mechanics that we can continue to flesh out. But what's cool to me is, if you think about this from like a anthropological standpoint, right? Why does a society do things? What things are important to them? Stormfellers takes place on an island that is, I mean, I maybe putting too fine a point on this, right? It takes place on an island where storms are emerging from the center, and, you know, terrorizing people, disrupting. And the people take shelter by mostly living in the mountains, right? That island is sort of shrouded by mountains on all sides. And so, like, if it was me, there's something so cathartic about, like, taking these storms that are emerging from the center, right? Taking the ball in this game and, like, returning it to the middle, you know, like, getting your goals that way, right? I think that's kind of cool. I feel like it's thematically symmetrical. Oh yeah, no worries, Chrysalis. I wasn't sure. Yeah, Tulston. With a T. All my character names are weird. Don't feel bad. So yeah, that's the game, which doesn't have a name or anything yet. I called it Bowl Sport on this post-it note. And like, I like the idea. Here's my thing, right? I like the idea of multiple teams because, as any good world builder knows, this is gonna ruin my street cred right now. That it is very fun when does this work? Oh no, does it work? Oh shoot! I was really hoping I could airdrop towards my iPad. Here, hold on. Give me a second. Also ruining my street cred is the amount of time it takes to explain and show things. Here we go. Okay. As all good world builders know, Coley is a great sport. You need more than 2 teams in a game. All right. That took too much to explain. Oh, great. Awesome. Gadworks, I'm glad. Yeah, Gadworks is a great dude over there on Twitch. If you YouTube folks aren't seeing his his side of the chat. Oh, actually, I think Restream is putting the chat for everybody. But yeah, he bought my old iPad. Speaking of, I made that video a couple months ago about like the new iPads releasing, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll probably get one of the new ones because it makes sense, right? And then I never got one of the new iPads. I'm putting way too much money toward Stormfellers. I've got enough business expenses for the year. Yes, Fox McClap, that's from Bionicle. That is the game of Coley, which is played in the climax of the first film. Need to get better at world building. Oh, world building's just... World building is sometimes the least important part of a story. You could have little seats or stadiums around the bowl to mirror the mountains around the island. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what I'm... To me, like... Oh, man, if I was a little kid and I got to sit, like, front row on the edge of the bowl... Maybe they have, like, a little bit of a fence or something. And I got to, like, look down and see everybody, like, the whole game. That'd be so cool, right? Plus, like... Yeah, okay, they're on an island of storm and stuff. If they built up, like, any kind of field or stadium or something, it's very easy for that to be, like, ravaged by a storm. But something dug into the ground like this, a lot less likely, right? Very low-tech gaming solution. And what are Stormfellers, folks, if not gamers? Yeah. All right, so that's the idea. And yeah, that's what we're working toward. So let me throw that up into the corner for folks who are just joining us. And feel free to continue suggesting things. Let me just put this. We are designing a fictional sport in the world of Stormfellers. I feel like it's been so long. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's been so long. Of all things, like streaming, I've missed a lot. Video stuff and all that, lots to look forward to in the future. And there's sort of a reason why it's taking a minute for new videos to come out. I dropped some hints towards it in the last video that were like half jokes and half not. The Luminoid is part of that. And yeah. So to me, right, like, so yeah, I feel like goalies are an easy design to do, almost too easy. You know, you've got wide, big, those are sort of your markers. But like our main sort of point scoring person who's running up the side of the bowl and stuff, they got to be speedy, they got to be agile, they got to be gripping it. You know, like the cleats, that was a good idea. Thinking about like a sort of heroic insectoid character. And like the thing is, I know people are huge on bugs all the time, but if we sort of apply some of that like Henson-esque abstraction and simplification, it becomes a cute bug. I realized today, I'm like, I still have my old... I'm still using my old webcam from, what was it, like, this has got to be a couple years old, this C920. And I was like, wait, are there new, I'm sure there's like 4K webcams now. Obviously this one isn't doing like a crazy good job of, you know, I promise my skin isn't this pale and bright in real life. There's some white balance stuff going on. Thank you, Pink Ink. Appreciate that. What about a grasshopper? Yeah, grasshopper's a great. That's a great prompt. Because then you're kind of working with Legsy McGee, right? And that's the other thing too about like most of the Stormfeller's characters you'll find aren't particularly humanoid in their build. I mean, some of them end up that way. Like, there's broad strokes with like Carlisle and I think Tolston kind of just because he's like thin limbs and general humanoid build, he kind of qualifies. But overall, we're trying to avoid looking like, oh, we just put an animal's head onto a human body, which is just preference-wise. I'm not gonna like judge anybody in their work, but I'm not. It's never what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, grasshopper legs, big and strong, right? Yeah. Oh, you know what else? You know what I don't know that I have like enabled is any of those like what do you call them? Notifications, right? On Twitch and stuff like that. So if anybody's doing that, I appreciate it, and hopefully it will tell me. So that's relatively humanoid. That's something to start with. Grasshopper. I've seen some grasshoppers outside recently. Very sweet. I'm curious about, because they have like sort of beetle shells, right? That like are over top of their wings. I could be wrong. Do you think the sport would be played with feet only like soccer, or would the ball be thrown around? Yeah, okay. That was actually something I was thinking about, right? Is what if you couldn't touch it with your hands, but you could touch it with either the sort of lacrosse implement or your feet? And what is the ball? Like, I feel like there's lots of, what is it? Is it Road to El Dorado, where it's an armadillo? Right, like where like you're using a little rolled up creature. This character holding up some type of whistle-like object. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. I kind of hate this guy's sketch, but yeah. How have you guys been overall? What's going on creatively with you guys? How long do we go before we like say something about AI and the industry and stuff? Hopefully a while. Hopefully I don't have to publicly denounce former public associates anymore. That would be nice. So we've got little arms here. I have had a lot of really nice, good client work recently. I've been able to update my website, like just using their logos in like on my like about page, which is nice. Even though like a lot of it is NDA, like my LinkedIn can say I'm doing stuff for those companies, which is cool. And that's nice because that's helping fund Stormfellers going forward. I just need less things to be doing overall. Oh, you know, it'd be cool if this guy. So like, we haven't talked much about uniform yet. It'd be kind of cool if he was, like the way that you're denoting and seeing differences between people was like headband color, right? Shrimp, cheeseburger. What's up, Clarissa K? Oh, I'm missing lots of stuff. What's up, Rocket? Walking my own path. That's cool. Jermina, welcome. What do you usually draw for warm-ups? Lots of shapes and lines. And then sort of like comfortable, silly faces, things like that. haven't been thinking much about creative stuff. So that's okay. I actually have lots of that myself sometimes, and it's actually nice to like dip out creatively every once in a while. Lots of consistency. Let's talk about food instead of AI. That's a great idea. I'm imagining some sort of hook on the end of the tool. Oh, a hook. Might not be super practical though. Yeah, but do we need it to be practical? A hook is a good idea. A hook is a good idea. Cause like then it could be a ring. It could be a donut. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet, Zoogie. Zoogie. You got the same name as somebody else. I like that. Cheeseburger, shrimp. A score for a Fario Man comic. A Mario fan comic. That's sweet. I am fascinated by composition musically because it's not my wheelhouse whatsoever. Been very busy with art, trying to make merch for my people, and I'm making an animated video for a sub milestone. Oh, that's awesome, Pinky. Study for animation. Chicken nuggets, yeah. How do I keep up the consistency? I mean, there's a level of consistency that's like, I guess, discipline based and routine based. I feel very routine driven. But breaking it up every once in a while is a good idea. Hello. Yeah, of course. Go for it. Y'all remember Tay? I still need to catch up with the there.
Hi everyone.
We're working on the bowl sport.
Nice.
Cheesecake. Yeah, I'm liking this hook idea.
Cheesecake. Always. I don't even care what that's in reference to, but yes.
They're talking about food instead of AI, which is a great idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's burn AI to the ground.
Mr. Bean fan, welcome. Caleb, welcome. Yeah, intense frisbee. Yeah, I like this direction. Here are my good words. Thank you, Tuner. I'm glad to be back streaming. Mr. Bean. Requests? Not really. More so, we're collaborating on this sport. So if you guys are just tuning in, there's people saying hi. Yeah, sorry, I'm still catching up. Now they're saying hi to Tay. Special guest Tay. Yeah, so if you're just joining, this is an idea for a sport being played in the Stormfeller's world. It is dug out of the ground. There are goals in the center, and people are sort of running up the sides of this spherical bowl shape in order to score goals. And kind of what we're playing with now that I like the idea of is instead of a ball, we're kind of working on a donut. And inside that donut is another donut.
Donut hole. Donut hole.
No, but you would use a hook, right? So I'm thinking like using a hook to like chuck the... That would be kind of cool because then you have all of this sort of space where like if I'm here and I throw this direction, that frisbee's gonna like go over, right?
Yeah. You know what though? I would use the hook to like hook people, just drag them down. You know? That's why you gotta have rules, because people like me play and we aim to kill.
Do you think food and merch and stuff would be sold? Well, oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, we gotta have like a vendor.
A vendor? Oh, that's a good character idea. A little vendor at the sports with like 10 legs or something, like selling stuff. Sports? Great idea, Brony Stavoni.
They all have better ideas than me, frankly. They're all coming. They're all cooking with gas. Hey, Smash Guy.
I love it.
I am planning on being an attendee. I don't have a booth. I was saying earlier that they frown on like consecutive years of booths, and now that I've had 2 years in a row, they're like, okay, you really need to take a year off from having a booth. The idea being that they want to like cycle people through and get a mix, not the same booths every year, which I appreciate that idea.
You know what?
Makes it hard to run a business.
Let's get Brooks and Lightbox. Just drop that in the chat. Just everyone, just get.
I'm sure 39 people can really do a whole lot about that. Yeah, it could be
awesome.
Thank you.
I'll leave you to it.
Oh, thank you.
Do you you want me to help with shop stuff on the end?
Oh, no.
Things?
Shop's all good.
Have they checked it out yet? Do they know?
I think they know.
Are they aware? These beautiful people.
I think they know. Yeah, the shop is, there's a link on, I think, in the description and on the screen.
Cool.
Yeah. It's got something that's new. So we do have the plushes back, because we only do like the plushes during the virtual booths and at shows. But something that's never been up before is some 11 by 17 prints featuring the Wander Lumen and Ramsel. We also have, this was something from last year on at Lightbox, we have mystery packs of trading cards. So if you just want like lots of cards for cheaper with like a little bit of a rarity system, there's like I did a whole common, uncommon, rare, super rare system with those.
Yeah, you had like a whole.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's
like a downloadable thing that they could get.
it's the 5th image.
Hey,
yeah.
look at that! You're so ahead of the game. Look at you.
Thank you. And there's stickers and there's 5x7 prints.
Yeah.
There's stuff from this year's backpack which will not normally be available, so that's also just this weekend. My thinking being if I was going to a show, I would bring stuff that I'd recently had.
Yeah.
Hopefully get you there. Thank you, Smash Guy. Steven, if you're doing sport, it'd be cool if the sport was somewhat ceremonial representing Storm. Yeah, so Steven, so that's what I was talking about before, is that because the island is bowl-shaped and storms are coming out of the middle of them, right? How cathartic is it as a society to be returning the storms to the middle and scoring goals that way, right? I felt like there's something significant there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, there could be sort of like, maybe you have like a halftime show where there's like this sort of propagandistic Stormfellers celebration, right? That'd be kind of cool. Boxes for press, stadium.
You want me to help with chat stuff?
Oh. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah. You got stuff.
Do stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Let her do her
peeps.
stuff, guys.
No, I'd rather be here hanging with all of you awesome people. I unfortunately have things.
It's very convincing that you have things.
I do. I'm just not excited about them at all, so I don't want to talk about them. I'd rather be here.
Talk about food instead of things.
Oh, speaking of food, your lunch is here.
Oh, thank you. Not a moment too soon.
Poor guy, he was so kind to go have lunch with my parents earlier with me, and then halfway through he was like, oh shoot, I really gotta go, and he didn't get his lunch, so...
They took like an hour to bring the food.
They really took a slow time today.
Yeah.
I was like, boo to that. But
Yeah.
At some point if you see him eating chicken, you know why.
Yeah.
It'll be his first meal of the day.
Yeah.
Alright. Bye everyone, have fun. I might see you throughout the weekend, maybe-ish, but thank you so much for supporting and coming, and we love y'all. Bye.
Bye, Tay. I'm gonna shoot in the center for the ball to drop in fire. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, because I was thinking about like maybe you have multiple, not projectiles. What do you call that? I guess balls or instruments of play in play, right? Okay. Does everyone else see Restream telling me that I've gotten 100 messages? That's nice. Okay. You know the lore behind the chicken. Yeah, exactly. There's meaningful significance. All right, let's design a guy. So like, I'm thinking along the lines of, you know, there are athletic shapes of people that we're used to. And maybe you have one or two that look like that, but we don't have to be like, oh, that's clearly a football player as a Stormfeller bowl sport person. Let's see. I wish I had the chat a little bit over to the right, a bit more, so I didn't crane my neck so much the other direction. Chicken wings, pickle, PB&J sandwich. It's just, you're dying to talk about AI, aren't you? That's definitely the idea here. But yes, it is now. It is 3:45 where I am, which means I did have other things for nutrition today, so I'm not dying to get to lunch, but I appreciate you guys. So this guy, like, what if, I mean, could this guy be all leg? Could he have like sort of T-Rex arms? Because maybe this, you know, the downside is like he's able to grip the wall really well, but he's just not a chucker whatsoever. He just cannot with that thing. Like at best, he can sort of pass it to a teammate nearby, and maybe that teammate is a better thrower of sorts. Different body shapes for different roles and positions. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely the idea. Although it'd be kind of funny to do like a tiny goalie. Because I feel like that's the one that you're just everyone's expecting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have designed this group from Treasure Planet, a film I've recently rewatched. It is, dang, how did Disney make two incredible animated films, both releasing in the year 2002? Actually, I know the answer. It's because they had Florida Animation Studios at that time. But man, both of those movies, absolutely formative. Absolutely saw them in theaters. Absolutely changed my life. The other being Lilo and Stitch. Is this a contact sport, which would require heavy padding? I feel like, okay, here's my answer. Here's my thinking on that. You know how like at the Daytona racetrack in Florida, Daytona, Florida, the Daytona International Speedway, they have a banking, right? So it is like a 45-degree at least. It might actually be more. To the road, so that you can drive straight, and sort of aerodynamics are adhering the car to the wall at high speeds, right? I feel like contact in this sport should be as detrimental as contact in car racing. Not to say it doesn't happen, and not to say that a lot of people are there to see that, but it's a good question. Ooh, chameleon goalie. Steven, very good ideas. Brent, what's up, dude? Dude, I like... So Tay put Treasure Planet on while I was drawing, and I basically like just turned my iPad off and smiled the whole time. Such a special movie. Turtle monkey hybrid kind of character. Yeah. Daytona is 32 degrees, 16 degree trial and 3 on the back. Thank you, Smash Guy. This is, yeah, it does feel like roller derby, doesn't it? Because here's my thing: is like we were talking about wheels before. I don't know that they have like skates as a society. You know, they have some amounts of tech. Yeah, so let's not make Scroop again, even though we love Scroop. Can we kind of like Squidward him a set of 4 legs? Because there are no centaurs in Stormfellers so far, so that would be kind of cool. Centauri up, some Squidward legs. Yeah, it's just, that's not doing anything for me. So, when I think grasshoppers, I'm thinking like Bugs Life hopper legs. I do know that they have like the hairy legs, like sort of the like individual strands of hair like that, which would be kind of cool to do, or something sort of thematically adjacent to it. What is my favorite Disney movie? I think it might actually be tied for those two movies. I'm trying to think if there's one that's like more significant to me than Lilo and Stitch or Treasure Planet. How old was I in 2002? 10? So like that's prime impression. You know, that's not counting like Pixar stuff. It's hard for me to like really quantify and name favorites for most things, but I think there I can actually be pretty confident and say like those are both like they're just good. Like Treasure Planet is such a good, I think because it's, you know, given the source material, right? It's not like it's coming up with it on its own. Such a good like boys adventure story, which I don't normally go like, oh, like this movie's for boys or like, but I think it's like it's very quintessentially like, ooh, like it's like adventure. And I feel like that's actually something that's not being explored enough currently, I think. Is that? Yeah, I feel like there's not enough adventure out there. I think there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of hero stories. There's a lot of coming of age. There's lots of thesis and antithesis. There's lots of like destroy the world, save the world, but I don't know that there's a ton of adventure. Like obviously there's like One Piece and stuff, but where it's just sort of like the sort of outward aim. And Treasure Planet does have a very tight loop, right? They go one place and they come right back. Yeah. We all knew it was Chicken. You guys got me. Chicken Little. Bar none, best Disney movie. Actually, the best Disney movie, or my favorite Disney movie, is The Wild. You guys caught me. How would he sit if he has 4 legs? You know, maybe he just crawls up a tree and hangs from his legs. Maybe a chicken warrior. I can't think much movies I like. I'm kind of the same way, Fox McCloud, where I'm like thinking about anytime I'm like name your top 5 or name your favorite. I just feel so much pressure to be like this needs to be my decision for the rest of my life, and rarely is it. I feel like there's ways to incorporate sort of this hook shape. Does Tolston have similar... Tolston's feet, what do they look like? Where's he at? He's in a boat. I can't tell. Ah, this is what Tolston's feet look like. It's a little loopy hook. So that could be what we incorporate. You know, there's not a ton of like rules being established here as far as like what, you know, bug people look like, but because everyone is so different from each other, it is nice to like have some things that carry forward, carry through. Okay, those are good legs. I mean, this one's terrible, but the idea of it's good. Action adventure has been leaning way more toward action. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. And I'm not like making a big cultural statement about it, but I feel like I miss me some adventures sometimes. You know, like, you know what it is? I think people like need, this is more of a statement, right? Is that like so much like needs to be explained and like spelled out, right? And so knowing where a story is going and like knowing like we need to like return the thing to the thing by the 8th episode or something like that loops things together a bit more and keeps some of that spontaneity and I think good stories also do need to tell you where they're going. So it's a big balancing act, right? Like not really knowing where things are going next is a lot of freedom and excitement. See you, Brooke Streamery. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll be here all weekend, same time. Insect feature. My rule with designing bugs is keep all their limbs intact. Yeah. Only snails and slug break this rule. They're Naga-esque. keep all their limbs intact. So, Smash Guy, what's your thinking on that? Like, why? What do you mean by keeping them intact? Like, what do you mean by that? Action Adventure Spin. Yeah. Yep. Feet review. Y'all. Yeah. Thanks, Brony. Thanks for being here. From Jackson's The Hobbit trilogy. People just not into the filler stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, main plot. Like, yeah, people skipping filler. Oh, thanks, Clarissa. Yeah, I like this artist. It's good stuff. All right. He's here with this. This could be a sort of merchant of death in a way, but he's just a sportsman, which is not sports ball. If you were not here earlier, I called a moratorium on the term sports ball. I think it's too millennial. It's too overdone. It's too like, oh. Here's the thing, right? Sports people are people too, and if we insist on being correct about our franchises and our ideas and stuff, we can't be saying sports ball. We can't say sports ball and then get mad when they're like, oh, Spock is from Star Wars. Like, we need a little more empathy. Sports people are people too. Barely, but they are people. I'm kidding. Music is a vibe. Good. What's my favorite drawing game? That's a good question. I don't know. Name some. I don't know that I really have like a good idea of some. Like the dual wielding stick. Yeah, I don't know. There's something cool about that. Maybe you can. Oh, so we were talking about contact before. Maybe you can only make contact with another person's stick, right? Like maybe you can like jostle that way, but like as soon as you like make body contact with a stick, that's like a foul. And maybe you've got like a ref just like flying mid arena like this, watching everything. That's just a little bee. Okay, can't have a cape because that's not very sportsy of him. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this concept. Let's do a new one. I'm not done with it like writing it off, but I do want to continue. If I stay on a drawing too long, that becomes precious and that becomes the only one we do. And that's not what I want to do, especially because we have more than just one guy to do. We want to do like the whole team. But I like the bug eyes. There was a character that I had, a little minor character in my comic when I was, I think at this point I was 17, named Gingivier, which is, I think, just ripped from Mossflower, the Redwall book. But I had like a dumb little gag in there where the first interaction you have with that character is someone else going, a dumb character being like, "Are you ginger beer?" And like, because he misheard ginger beer. But barring all that, Gingivier looked like this. He had bug eyes. He had like a little, I can't remember if it was the kind of like a bowler hat or like a little dip in the middle. He looked like that. And then he had like little arms like this. He was like a little informant. Like he was a little shady guy. Which is dumb. His feet rounded out like that. Like he should really, like, it's bothering me. The feet looks like that, but I was 17. Hey, we all made stupid mistakes. But I think it'd be kind of cool to carry that name forward. Gingivier, the bowl sport player. Any names, like for the actual game, so I can stop treading around saying sports ball that I don't even want to say in the first place. Speaking of storm-themed games, you could have safe zones. Ooh, storm zones where contact is allowed. Yeah, exactly. And you might even have like variations on the game where like the terrain or the environment. Oh, kind of like tennis, right? It's like grass, clay. What's the hard? Just hard court. But yeah, you could like have different bowls and different arenas and different villages are different, right? But you could also have like variations of like what obstacles. Players could try to slip the hook around the ring that's on another's hook. Yeah, exactly. Dragonfly ref, I like that. I went for a really grounded world, so designed characters that would feel natural in an insect society was top priority. In that case, giving them 4 arms or 4 legs. Well, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, cool. I think that's a good thing about like these designs. Like Glangor has a second arm on one side and like a big arm. We could do something with these like that. I like the idea of the headbands. Mainly for like an illustrations purpose, it helps us to have like some motion visible. Like sort of streaming. Wow, that was a loud noise I brought upon myself. Like kind of streaming in the back behind him. Center Storm. Ooh, Rink Raider, Brink Ball. These are good ideas. What's up, Idstar? Stormhook. Yeah. Chaotically, you could have it be in an elimination style game where several teams play and one by one you get eliminated. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like we have multiple teams, so the interaction isn't just, oh, keeping my team from your, like, you know, maybe you're teaming up to like eliminate, you know? Do they need armor? It's possible. It could be natural armor. It could just be jerseys. We're kind of talking about like sort of the ethics of how much contact they're making with each other as players. Like, is it legal to sort of do any body checks or things like that, like in hockey or roller derby? So my fellow artist people, what sports, especially this summer, do you actually enjoy playing, or like do you like going to the gym or things like that? That is something actually that's changed about me, I think, over the last at least 2 years. Being a lot more physically active and really enjoying it. I'm still far from like a jock, but I do enjoy me some phys ed. Let's see. Let me do something like this where I'm quicker on the concepts. Some wings on the butt there. Like the dragonfly tail that then opens up to be wings. Could be something dumb. Roasted myself. Okay, give him a little arm so he's complete. Yeah, I'm gonna do like kind of broader strokes now. I'm gonna drag this over here. Whoa, raid? Whoa, who raided? What's up, y'all? Welcome. Who is it? Moonlight Comet? Pickleball is fun. Oh, you're a pickleball person. Interesting. I have seen people playing that. I have not gotten into it myself. Hurricane. Martial arts and track. Sweet. Track is sweet. Man, who do I have to thank for this raid? I feel like my alerts are not working right now. Dang, a whole lot of people. Welcome. Skateboarding, ether ball or blitz ball. Yeah. I'm curious if ball is a good. Well, if we are going for this like sort of toroid donut frisbee, is there Apparently a ball. But thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope whoever's stream that was going well. Yeah, man. I guess Restream doesn't really give me... Let me see. Let me see. Huh, you know, it doesn't even tell me who rated, which is interesting. Gilded Guy. Wait, Gilded Guy? Gilded Guy. Okay, sweet. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Now I get it. Frizzblitz. Typhoon Ball. Love these emojis. Pretty sweet. All right. This guy looks conniving. Which is a kind of another shape I was thinking about, right? Is like maybe not completely bipedal, but a little bit more sort of let's see, like this. So for everybody that's joining, we are designing a fictional sport in the world of Stormfellers, which is my story, where there are storms coming out of the center of an island and disrupting folks. So they sort of take to and live in the mountains primarily, and parties of characters are sent out to fell the storms. Thus the name Stormfellers. So we've kind of what the heck is this? I'm like trying to make his legs start up there, but I'm also not allowing them to be like the legs that they need to be. How's that? Ooh, there, that's good. There we go. These need to be bigger. So yeah, we're kind of collaborating, and feel free to chime in with your own ideas on this sport, because I started the ball rolling with it, but down for your input overall. Yeah, the hook foot's not just not gonna work here. Maybe a spike foot. And I like the mono wing that Tulston has, but you know, you get the idea that it's damaged, like the other wing was damaged or ripped off. So I don't know if like making other characters where just the wing is one is even practical. Buff Rooster Warrior. Yeah, I'm definitely into the Rooster. Like it doesn't just have to be bugs playing this game. What is my favorite and least favorite drawing process? It's a good question. I guess like vector art stuff is like my least favorite. It's very like sterilizing. Otherwise there's just like just doing comic art sometimes where it's like line art and colored and flat, and like you're not like able to like introduce different lighting and stuff like that can be a little bit tedious to me. Cross strings in the donut. Ooh, that's a good idea, Clarissa. So it's almost like it's a net itself. It's almost like you've taken a tennis racket and you've cut off everything that is a handle. It's a good idea. It could be like a little bit looser than that. So that there's room for the hooks to go through. But that's a good idea. I wonder how that works, how that fares aerodynamically. I've never asked, but is there someone responsible for these storms? Are they something that occur naturally, or is there a big bad behind all this? You know, here's the thing. There's so much I've shared about this story. and then a whole lot more that I just don't say anything about because I want people to be able to see it in the show. So I think there's probably some answers to those questions, and that's my response. Do you like reading or watching insect and bug documentaries? I do, yeah. I'm not freaked out by bugs. I definitely loved bugs as a kid. Center Sprint. Ooh, these are good names. Scorpion character, yeah. Self-absorbed rooster with cool shirt. I feel like y'all want a rooster in this game. No idea what vector art. It's, vector is just like using Adobe Illustrator or things like that to like, instead of drawing with a pen or anything, you're using a pen tool, which is like, it's drawing Bezier points. And so like, if you had this sketch and then it's like, okay, now I need to like drag out the shapes around it and stuff. It's not my favorite. That's like graphic design and logo stuff. They use that a lot. It's good to have vector versions of things for certain work, but like I did a bunch of Animal Crossing illustrations a long time ago that were all done with vectors in Photoshop, and it's like, it was, I don't know, it looks okay, but it's also like really sterile. A bird character, like an ostrich, or a rooster, Caleb, right? Animal families representative of separate cultures on the island. There's a little bit of that, Steven. Like, so far, yeah, there's associative, like, there's families, and there's, but it's a very integrated society from the standpoint of like, you're not like, oh, the reptiles and the crabs are button heads or anything. It's more regional, I think. Root for the rooster. Yeah. We get an arrogant peacock team captain. It feels like we've got a bug team and a bird team, which is pretty cool. That would be sweet. Okay. More bug. What? There are 53 people. Goodness gracious. Also a reminder, whenever I'm drawing or concepting on stream, drawing is not going to look good. A, because my brain is a little bit split, and B, because I like to make ideas before I make them look good. Does that make sense? I can't make something look correct the first time, like, nor should you, nor can you. Is there going to be mascots for each team? Heck yeah, that's a great idea. Bird versus bug. Birds versus bees. Yeah, mascots would be awesome. See, there's so much about sports, other than the actual playing of it, is really cool. You got mascots, you got marketing, you got food, you got merch, right? Okay. What else can we do shape-wise? I like the original guy. I like the new one. What about like, bear with me here. Oh, you know what? I'm still stuck on bugs, but they don't all have to be bugs. Like, let's work on your rooster. Let's do it. It's a way better idea. So, okay, a rooster that is, again, we're trying to like run the wall here. Yeah, because also we have birds in Stormfellers that look like they're all beakless. So like this is Chichery. She ain't got no beak. Hames here sort of has a beak, right? But not really. So let's see what we can do rooster-wise. Are you allowed to run with the donut? Yes, definitely. I think you have to be able to. Oh, thank you, not actually. Appreciate you. What do I listen to when drawing? Usually music, or I'll have like a video essay or something on in the background. Rarely podcasts anymore these days. Co-ed sport? Yeah, definitely. I don't see why this couldn't be co-ed. Because I think the reason for like not being co-ed is like advantages of like sort of like the Olympics of like body mass and stuff, but like we have different species playing together, like that can't possibly be balanced. So just make it co-ed. Claws, yeah, rooster claws, talons. I'm gonna try and run the wall with our rooster. Let's see. Do we want it to be sort of... Is that... Yeah, that looks cool. How big is each team? Small, like 3 players, or big, like 12? I think it's the smaller. I think you've got your goalie, and you've got like maybe 3 on the field. What's been my favorite movie, show, game lately when you're not working? Good question. Games? Almost none. Let's see. A lot of One Piece. Like Tay's into that, so we're watching that together. What else? I don't know. So I haven't seen like even a movie in theaters in a while. Like the newest Quiet Place was like I haven't seen Inside Out, which is nothing against Inside Out, and I know it's made up billions of dollars. Every time something I don't see makes like the most money in the world, I'm like, oh, okay. Has nothing to do with me. I can't influence the market whatsoever. I heard it was good. Like I'd like to see it. I'm just biz. What if we did? Can the giblet? Is it a giblet with roosters, or is it just turkeys that have giblets? I like the. Okay, this makes him a little bit more fish-like, which is kind of cool. How about you, Brent? Should the team sizes be representative of a Stormfelling team? Yeah, although, I mean, there might not just be 4 members of a Stormfellers team either. The goalies for bugs could be something small but nimble, like a flea. Oh, yeah, because, right, like, not every goalie has to be thick. You guys know I can draw, like, a real rooster, right? And this is me playing with shapes. Okay, I need him in a full-on sprint. Yeah, this music's been good. I've always had a little bit of a tough time with streaming music. Like, I'll make a playlist on Spotify and then I'm, preoccupied with it, or I'm playing something that, and then it runs out, right? Or it loops back on itself. There's 7 hours of this and it's not gotten tired yet. So it's good. I like the idea that he could be running like very like like his knees aren't bending, and he's just sort of like giant strides on the side. Teaching my daughter Minecraft, that's awesome. You know Cooney for the first time? Sweet. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was, never played it, but that looked awesome. Fat chicken has to be 4. Yeah, 3 grounded, 1 on the field. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's awesome, Brent. I'm trying to think what else like a little bit of like mobile games or something, but that's not really. See you, Smash Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all those suggestions. Thanks for being here. I'll be here all weekend. Yeah. What else have I actually played a bit of? I downloaded, I think there's a demo on the PlayStation Store for the new Epic Mickey, like the remake, or the remaster. And I just played it for like literally 5 minutes, and it was pretty nice. It was nice because I always felt like the original was pretty held back by the Wii and the motion controls. Like it wasn't the greatest experience. And I don't remember getting super far with it the first time. So yeah, but that's a demo. Like that's not even. Okay, if he's gonna have not unbending knees, unbending legs, like they have to be like all drumstick. But we're not gonna do that. This is just Blaziken now. Okay, here, I'll do this. I don't know, I was so intent on him not bending his legs, but this is the best solve for this. I'm trying to think if there's a game This is so lame. I feel like something on Switch is playing a good amount of. Oh, so I had a little bit of car time about a month ago, and I was trying to work through some of Cuphead that I still have not done much with. I know it's a bit old. Thanks for the cheap viewers. I don't need those. Why are birds beakless? I think it just kind of goes back to the same sort of Jim Henson sensibility, like, you know, not explicitly the way that he would design things, but like it's just simpler. Like it's just like abstracting, simplifying down. I think even like, is there anyone other than Sam the Eagle that's like really primary? I know there's like a chicken. The chickens have beaks in the Muppets. Sam the Eagle, I don't think has like the same color beak as his body. Yeah, Cuphead is like very. I think it would try the patience of a lot of people. Demographic for Stormfellers is definitely. It's all ages, just not like talking down, I think. I don't think there's anything that would be like objectionable for kids. It's primarily meant to be sort of an exploration of like the interdynamics between the characters, like our main characters. This guy's making it off the ground, right? Or he's staying up in the circle. I hope that answers your question. Is there like a click in the song? That's a little bit trippy. There, I'm gonna do that. And buff this one out a little bit. Are the Stormfellers aliens? No. I mean, it's a different world than ours, but not extraterrestrial in any meaningful sense. Other adaptations? Yeah, Brent, I've thought about that. Just from the standpoint of like having more, being able to tell other stories. Like a comic is probably going to be more economical than a full animation. So I'd have to decide on whether I want to like keep, Biko and the main team's stories only in animation, and then like maybe you have other characters that get spin-off stuff, or if you want to do like those characters in comics and stuff. I don't want to have to make people do a lot of homework necessarily, and if I was to do that now, I'd just be doing myself a disservice. I'm already taking forever to finish this animation. Excuse me. So I don't want to do anything that would. I don't want to start a new project. I do enough of that already. But doing it in the same world feels like a shooting myself in the foot kind of situation. Okay. Here's your rooster. So I do think that I like that he isn't, he's very, very chicken. He's very bird. But, he's got a little fishiness to him. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom very quickly, and I'll see you folks in a second. Let me answer some questions first. How do you decide on it being for a certain age group? I think it's mainly about tone and content at that point. So if there's things that are gonna be like too scary or too inappropriate for kids, you're aging out. But I think there's a lot of good stuff out there that just transcends that. And I think it's a matter of not putting things in there just for the kids that like start to be off-putting for adults. But I think emotional nuance is also part of like demographics too. Reminds me of how they made Sonic in the game into aliens in the movies. Oh, is that how they did that? Yeah, the Sonic movies are interesting. I have a funny Sonic movie story. That we'll tell in a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. We're talking about Sonic movie? Alright. Without naming any names. Because it doesn't matter anyway. So for the over the course of, I think, the winter, it was fast. It's because I didn't wash my hands. No, I washed my hands. Just my bathroom's very close by. Favorite color is, so the short answer, like the quick answer is purple and like design aesthetic type stuff. However, I've kind of come around recently on like in-person stuff, like what I would wear and, you know, things in real life, kind of more green stuff, sort of like the headphones. Okay, but like color is so like, it's, I don't know, it's even more than like favorite movies. It's like favorite color. No, it's like combinations of colors. It's like the aesthetic scope of colors going together, right? It's palettes and stuff like that. It's light. It's value. It's I don't know. Being dumb about that. Okay. So for a couple of months over the winter, I was kind of doing like this sort of eBay like side business type thing where I would take a couple hours a day to like source stuff, and just, it was a way to like kind of pay my animators and do something that wasn't necessarily creative, because I was going through a little bit of a burnout, and I was like, all right, let me just do something that's has nothing to do with creativity and just flipping stuff. It was dumb, but it's like productive and has your mind off of things. And one of the things that I had sort of sourced was I found like a lot of these Sonic 2 movie figures. Just like Knuckles and Sonic. And, you know, I never look at like the addresses or the names on like addresses, because I just use Pirate Ship, which is just like it imports your eBay data. I actually don't like this song. It's good. It's a little bit abrasive. That's better. So I never look at the names, but for some reason, someone involved perhaps in one of those movies was like the addressee of the thing I was sending. I was like, oh, that's really funny. Like they're buying the merch from the movie that they're part of, which is I thought was cool. Small world. And I was like, they should be sending you this stuff. But they were really nice. I was like, hey, I don't know how to not be weird about this, because like also sort of someone online, like if people are saying stuff to me, I'm like, I kind of can't help but recognize your name. But all the best. Okay. I don't need anything from you or anything, just funny. All right, chicken concept. One down. Chicken requesters, are we pleased? My kids are always asking my favorite cutler. I'm always replying, I don't have one. Yeah, you know. I think at that point it's more about what color is agreeable maybe to your like hair and skin tone, or like eye color, or like just aesthetically doesn't bother you like the least, I guess. And that's kind of where I've arrived with green. But I also kind of am down a little bit more in the last 2 years or so. You wouldn't be able to tell with a shirt of my company logo on it, but like neutral tones and stuff, like more washed out, like pastel, like not pastel, neutral tones, like beige and like sandy colors. It's nice. Didn't ask for this, but I don't think he's that bad. Who dat? Who's that? Oh, like the Sonic movies. I'm a winter, but I like warm colors. Yeah, I mean, who's deciding who's a winter? Kay, I will be here until 6 p.m., so another hour and a half. But I will be here from 3 to 6 tomorrow and Sunday as well, because it's a virtual booth. It's like a Comic-Con booth where you can come up and talk and say hi, become a booth barnacle for 3 hours. You can't do that in real life, but you can hear. It's encouraged. You know, I used to have mods back when I did this. How do we get rid of these little buy viewers thing? It's funny too, because it's like it almost feels like it's going to like small streams and going like, oh, because over on Twitch I'm streaming both places. They're like, oh, you don't have enough viewers, but you could buy them if you want. It seems very sad. Don't know the point of that. Chicken concept number 2. Is that? The beak shouldn't be able to start that high, I don't think. Okay. Oh, you know what I was actually playing a lot of, trying to get through is, I'm close to the end, is Earthbound. That's been one of those, like, I've always gotten like 75% through the game and then like not been able to finish it, and then it comes out on a new platform. So that's what I've been working on recently. And I say that as in when I had some time on that road trip a while ago. This is like if Sylvester was a chicken. Chicken bug hybrid. Wristbands be team indicators. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, and maybe like some bands on the actual sticks. These are good ideas. Because it is Friday, my local Friday basketball WhatsApp chat is just going crazy. They never... To me, a group chat should not... When it exceeds, like, a lot of people, it should not be a place for conversation. Because then I'm like, what's going on in here? Is it something burning down? Does this have anything to do with basketball? I am such a does it need to be said to everyone person with group chats. Okay, that is not a chicken. It's just not a I'm sorry to break it to you guys, it's not a chicken. I don't know what delusion you guys are living in that you think this is a chicken. It's just not. But there are some pretty sweet looking... Oh, you know what? Maybe we... Yeah, that's actually a... There's like the chickens that are like very... I don't know if Afro is even like the accurate description. It almost is like sort of like a puffy Russian hat too. There's a lot of chicken breeds out there. I know this isn't what you were looking for. You were looking for a rooster. This guy, just get this guy off of my screen. Streamers on the sticks that represent windsocks. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like the headbands we've been giving them. See ya, Brent. Appreciate you being here. Oh, that'd be awesome. Enjoy your dinner. I'm gonna have my lunch in about an hour. Okay, this is I mean, it is a chicken, so it's a lady. Something rather feminine about what we have here. Let's see. But it's not a rooster. It's not what we must adhere to the chat's rules and desires. We need another rooster. No female roosters? Guess you could. But like with this breed, the breed I'm thinking of, I think that's where my brain is like this breed. I don't know what the roosters, if they also look like fuzzy top little babushka ladies. I don't know what the split looks like. It's sort of like, it's like if the kids wanted pizza and it's like, well, this is a deconstruction of the idea of pizza. And it's like, yeah, but kids wanted pizza. This is a tomato zested bagel with a Parmesan crisp with thick slices of pepperoni. Ooh, okay, this is cool. It's like, all right. Would definitely be a chicken. Sometimes making a color scheme is helpful. I just wanted the pizza. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes making a color scheme is helpful for inspiration for character design. Yeah, definitely. I think it can end up being inspiring. Maybe we tie this guy's band really tight and then like the... Oh, you know what? Speaking of movies and chickens, I never saw the second chicken run. I wanted to. Now they've got a new Wallace and Gromit. Did anybody see that? The Dawn of the Nugget? I think of all things, like stop motion's incredible, but my own personal desire to do stop motion kind of evaporated with like the ability to do really realistic clay stuff in Blender. This guy's got everything blowing in the wind. Almost looks like the Rito. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love Chicken Run as a kid. I had action figures, if you can believe it, from the Chicken Run film. Yeah, you got Ginger's the main character, and then Danny is a rooster. Bubbles? Bubbles isn't a character. McCoy. Why can't I remember any Chicken Run characters? I guess it's been replaced. Now it's just a Kung Fu chicken. I'm not trying to do that. I think that the headband is writing a karate check that my world building can't cash. Rocky, that's right. A duck goalie. You know, I can't remember if there's ever been duck-based goalies. Oh wait. Bunga Hooch, what's up? We are designing for hold on one second. Let me do I do traditional? Yeah, I'll do like sketches and I'll do like physical, you know, like sculpting and stuff, but not a lot of I've done it, but I don't regularly do it. You know, I've done it as like studies and practices and stuff, but that's about it. So Bunga Hooch, we are working on a fictional sport for the Stormfellers universe that is bowl based, with like multiple teams, with goalies and goals in the center. And you're like running up the wall, and we've kind of decided that it's like a hook and hollow donut frisbee kind of game. So you're like throwing the disc with your hook stick, and you can only touch it with the stick and like I don't know, maybe your feet. I think we were talking about that, like using your feet. But I think now that it is what it is, it's not maybe as feasible to like kick a frisbee, you know. Why is this a different layer? All right. I feel like I'm a little stuck in on like just posing characters. And I hate they're like getting worse. Let me see if I can do like something that's sort of more in action. Sometimes good to like actually sketch and concept in poses instead of just standing there selling you a stick, which often happens. If you're just like, this guy is good, I mean it's technically correct and like, there's nothing wrong with it, but like a little stick salesman. Oh, nice. A gecko player. Sweet. Maybe the hoop has to be continually spun around the runner's head. Yeah, or like lacrosse, I think they have to rotate, right? Oh, dang, that's awesome. That is a way cooler thing than I've come up with so far. Your gecko, that's awesome. If I like actually committed to one of these designs, but I'm bouncing around between a bunch of them. That's so cool. Well done. Yeah, so you know what? Let's kind of revisit our first guy, honestly. We've messed with chicken, and we will return to chicken. But I kind of want to... I feel like this guy is sort of our figurehead for future players. Let's see something real quick here. Let's see. Yeah, I can give a recap. 1 second. Just want to make sure I'm not losing something here. Okay. Yeah, so what we're working on right now is kind of a collaborative idea, like with the audience, with you guys, that all was born from this Post-it note and a conversation I was having with a friend about like what sport they would be playing in Stormfellers, which is my story. If you're And so it's being played in this sort of bowl, right? You're kind of running up the sides and scoring goals into these woven basket goals in the center. And it's a little bit like the island itself, where the storms are coming out of the middle. It's sort of, as a people, it's kind of cathartic for them to be returning these goals, like the storms, to the middle of their game. These are getting... Hold on 1 second. Can I do that? Does that work? Uh-oh. I might have just killed the entire audio. Uh-oh. Hi there, Tay. Thanks for spying. You can't hold a donut with your hook more than 10 seconds. That'd be interesting. Yeah, so the goal, Bunga Hooch, I'm not sure if you mean with what we're doing, mainly just to like design like sort of the teams, right? And like what a player of this game looks like. Oh man, where's my audio? I just was losing my battery. So now I have to have this white cable coming out. Are these... Yeah, they're using the hooks. Fellow players. Not really. I guess you could. You guys are hearing the audio, right? Or am I just dead? Yeah, we're definitely thinking about like wristbands and headbands, separating color. That way you don't have to use a whole lot of clothing. Oh, it's just the music was paused. My goodness. What a drama queen. Okay. Yeah, so let's so that we have something by the end of the day for the stream, let's kind of keep working on this guy a bit. And just change one thing. Just want to make sure I'm not sharing. There's like so many NDA things on my iPad. I just need to airdrop something real quick. Better just keep it all the way off. Just be careful. Okay. Sorry, folks. Light blue team, red team, purple team, orange team. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's nice. My lid isn't on. Dribbled water all down my shirt there. Okay. So... Just like... Yep. Not a whole lot going on. I feel like the storm... I mean, there is some clothing. Like, Biko has a lot of clothing, but it's almost like functional clothing where he's, you know, he's kind of poured into his pants. I guess Olgeth is wearing... I feel like the clothing is just... It's a vibes thing. But no one is sort of... I don't know. Immodest in the Stormpillars universe. If they're not wearing clothes. Can I do this? I kind of want to do it overbite sort of... There, I can do that. And then it's like a almost... forget it. Get it out of here. Okay, and a band like this. Maybe give him a neck. Hey, maybe stop putting your characters through such immense pain. Have a heart, give him a neck. Let's see, we're gonna adjust this a little bit. I'm torn between making this head a little taller and yes, giving it a bit of a neck, and also keeping it kind of flat, like we had it, like flat towards. Like this. That's definitely reminiscent of, like, that's a football player straight up right there. Oh, sweet. Oh, thank you, Kip. Thanks for thanks for catching up on Stormfires, because I wasn't giving enough context. But yeah, now you know who Biko and Quilver and Aetius are, and Glangor. One less thing to break his neck. Oh, thank you, Kip. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, the other thing about, like, sort of these insect, like Glangor, Tulston. Tulston definitely doesn't have any. I think because he's wearing so much clothing. Again, clothes. But I don't know that he has a lot of, like, visible, like, carapace exoskeleton stuff. And that's definitely a balancing act to make here, right? Because the appearance of sort of armor. Kind of repeat the mouth shape in the chest there. Do bugs have necks? They have heads, thoraxes, and abdomens. Or just abdomens. Depends on the bug. I think grasshoppers have necks. Praying mantises definitely have necks. Which this guy's fairly mantis-esque. But I think I like the original. Its original shape a little bit more. Longtime live stream viewers will know just how slow and a little bit painful some of these design processes get when I'm talking and drawing at the same time. That's part of the fun, I think, for me. I'm not judging me, so why should you? Let's see, do we want this? Ooh, yeah, have this eye kind of fold in to the top of the head there. It's almost frog-like at this point. These eyes are so far apart. Yeah, very frog, but teeth. Until we give him, like, the actual compound eyes here. Ants kind of have necks. That's true. What's an art tip that stuck out to me? Give me an arena. I'm all about I'm all about them tips. Give me an arena or area of art. I don't know. To me, like, especially if you've sort of been watching my videos, I'm not much of a... I feel like tips is so... like fast food versus like actual technique and methodology and mindset and stuff. It's like maybe something I could say like, don't draw cars on Wednesdays, and it'd be like, okay, I wasn't asking for that, like from your standpoint. So yeah, I always feel like any tips is like is lower on the rungs of beneficial questions, if that makes sense. Let's see. What if he could do a scarf, I guess? Now I'm just adding something for this band to be coming off of. Just very strange. Not a great look. Reminds me of Piranha. Yeah, Piranha's definitely in there. I do like repeating this mouth shape a little bit. Fish-like attributes. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing about like the Stormfellers world is there's not any one thing that everything has to be like, like there's no one species or kind of like that. This one chicken was kind of fish, kind of almost a fish head because of the beakless beak shape made him kind of fish-like. There we go. Got a little bit of room for the headband here. Just kind of quick and sketchy. Okay. We kept like sort of these T-Rex arms for him. I wonder if we want to kind of curve these lines in a bit more so that his rotation is a little bit more like a quadruped, because you'll notice, like, obviously, like a human pecs are kind of doing this, and that's because we're like doing a lot of range of motion stuff, like shoulder rotation, stuff like that. But then for animals, you'll have they basically look like this, like that's sort of the chest region, and it's because they're just doing quadruped stuff. They're not moving their shoulders all over the place generally, right? Less range of motion in that direction. Let's see. that looks bad. Yeah, keep that arm kind of skinny. And then this one. Over here. Too big. I feel like this is getting worse. Just the energy is kind of being zapped out of this sketch. All right. Either way, this is an amazing creative exercise. Thank you. Seal your own stuff, but the world building thing. I mean, sure. I don't know what particular parts of the world building, but go for it. Absolutely. Yeah. It's sort of the part to me that's most impactful with world building is like, what is the thinking of the society, and like how does that influence things that they do? Because it's obvious in our world when you like go to other countries and meet people and go like, oh, it's sort of like in ways like architecture and things are like reflective of the way that people think and their attitudes and personality and things like that, right? What else? Make them long arms. Yeah, we're going for short arms for this art device that stuck out to you. Yeah. I think I have a lot of videos for that. I can't. I don't know. If you have like a realm of art in particular that you're looking for advice on, I can talk for a bit on that. My brain's all the way over here in drawing, so I can't quite think off the top of my head some of that stuff. Yeah, man, this is death over here. What is going on? What were we working with underneath? You know what I want to do? That's a little bit like Glengor, but not to the same extreme, is kind of do this with the body and head. Have it sort of jut forward. So that we've got like a little bit of a sort of hunch. I think that helps the speedster element and gives us a little bit more interesting of a pose that isn't just straight up a frog or piranha that's also a bug. Yeah, well, it's very stiff. Brooks, what do you think about pixel art? What's up, Dragon Emperor? It's breaking these emojis down in my chat, like into like these little things. What do you think about? I love pixel art. It's great. Yeah, I got a handle on it, Clarissa. working through it. This is part of the design process. Does the world of Stormfillers have any multi-headed characters? No, not currently. Let me move him to a new layer. There we go.
Lunch delivery.
What's that?
Lunch delivery.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, multi-head would be kind of cool for maybe for a goalie. That actually feels interesting. So how do we get? We've got the tiny body. Move this up. There we go. That's cool. It's gestural, but it's getting the job done, I think. All right. Just has more energy. Or the energy that we're looking for. All right. Sweet. Any particular weekend plans other than tuning in to all 3 days of the old live stream over here? Okay, that is still leaking. That's great. Missed the iPad at least. It's just... Wow. It was just like those memes where the water gets on someone's screen and starts typing stuff out. That just undid a bunch of steps. Thanks, water. Okay, we got one tiny arm here and a second right here. The water releases the storm. I mean, hey, wouldn't that be funny? That's the way it happened. Yeah, I liked that idea though of keeping it spinning, right? Like keeping the thing. At that point, it's a lot of animation. Like if this ever ends up actually like on screen, and also just a lot of like literal animation, you know, of the characters. Like they're trying to move up these walls and everything. They're running on embankments and spinning a frisbee. And their jaw is clicking. Cool. I think that's the most serviceable that we've gotten so far. And then, yeah, there we go. Connect that up to the top. This would be 3D animated. It would be, yeah. So, oh, you know what? Is our head too big? Like, let's try resizing. Maybe a little bit of a neck ridge. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Almost just as loose of a sketch, but I feel like with this sketch refined, we end up with like something else for context of people sort of joining tomorrow that are we're explaining this sport to them new, which is pretty sweet. He's sort of like begging to have some amount of like wings here, and I'm curious like what I could do. Something sort of behind this leg. I'm gonna move down. All right, it shouldn't be too hard to animate the spinning yet. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying like they're doing this while they're running. It's possible. Yeah, I think it's doable. And maybe for this character, like, yeah, he's not able to chuck it very far, but because he's got like the little arms, they're like, it's easier for them to sort of gyrate. Maybe a wing like cape. Wings cloak like. Yeah, those are good ideas. I was also thinking like maybe a sort of a hard piece. Like a carapace shape. Because as far as a cape goes, you know, Edna mode logic notwithstanding, I feel like capes get in the way in sports, and we also like our bands here are a good indicator of motion. However, speaking of bands, let's put in our wristbands that we were talking about. We can do like full-on fat 80s sweatbands for the wrists. Kind of something like bulky and fluffy on this exoskeletal dude is pretty cool. Let me connect to that eye back up, and then I want to do, even though we're far from color, I just want to do like maybe this as an eye color. Is this just a wristband? What is this? It's nothing. Okay. Wings that are torn? Yeah, so elytra. Oh yeah, that's what that's. Yeah, elytra. I'm like, Minecraft. No, wait, no, it's actually elytra on bugs. Yeah, torn wings is what my like one of two total. This guy Tolston, he's got only one wing and it's all like ripped up. So I love the idea. I'm trying to like maybe not tread the same ground. Like, yeah, I think it just gets in the way. I think he's looking good the way he is. All right, we need color on our bands for the stick here. And there were a lot of good names for the actual sport. But I've lost a couple of them since then. Treading the same ground. Yeah, common injury to have torn wings for sure. Faux show. I love the idea of one wing. Like again, Tolston has. So maybe I just do 2 sticking out the back. And I mean, they cover the same sort of space as this. Those headbands. Yeah, I think that's good. That's cool. Okay. So we have a name for him, which is Gingivier. I think it's I-E-R-E. Could be. This is like our runner, but maybe there's like a better name than runner, like that sort of encapsulates like going up the walls and stuff. Would the goalies have any hook equipment? That's a good question. Or would the catch then throw it like a frisbee? I think so. I feel like that feels right. Immaculate wings are a sign of nobility. Yeah, or like a posh life, right? Privileged life. Get like a little bit of color in this. Treader. Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Treader. Yeah, side bowl treader. Bowl treader sounds like trendsetter. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's call it bowl treader. Also, like, I know we talked about different teams and stuff being different species, but I don't know that there's necessarily a reason this bug guy can't be on the team with the rooster or something, you know, like a different creature, right? Okay, let's see. Orange. Orange wristbands. Cool. Good stuff. And then he definitely has to have orange on his headband. That goes without saying. This is almost too gestural in this body, and I don't know what's happening. Let's see. And stuff is still messy, right? Like, we're just concepting, and so I'm not trying to get like a perfect color pass and stuff like that. It's all just to get ideas down. Some loose. And let's see, let's do this. Nice. I mean, what's kind of cool, to me, is that football has lots of bowls, right? It's got the Super Bowl, Tecmo Bowl, the Rose Bowl. But this game's actually played in a bowl. Steven, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Stormfellers aren't just poulticeborns or hedgehogs, so why shouldn't the sports team just be bugs or just birds? Exactly, right? Why hem ourselves in? Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's starting to come together, right? We were lost, but we've been found. Let me get a little bit of this action in there. This is good. I feel like this isn't a set of shapes that we've used a ton for other characters yet, so. And just faint little wings here. Ah, shoot. Doing this like at half opacity for kind of no reason. There we go. And the disc itself, I almost feel like could be woven. Because there's a lot of like weaving happening in this story, and you're going to be using plant fibers and stuff like that a lot. Let's see what this looks like. Because if the Stormfellers people are nothing if not very, what would you say? They do not use stone if they don't have to. And there's there's a lot of metal and like, I guess you could say medieval technology, but they wouldn't waste stone or like metal on a game, right? Now I'd like to do a little bit with his staff. He's got the staff, but I want to kind of make a little bit of a more refined version of it here. Leather type. Oh yeah, leather. Yeah. Yeah, leather would be a good call for this. As long as it was like woven enough and braided enough that like the throwing aspect of the frisbee was still intact, really appreciate y'all hanging out today. I know it's been a long time since I was streaming or doing anything like this. I know video uploads have been a lot more sparse, but appreciate it. I have not forgotten everybody, and thanks for not forgetting me. It has been quite a year. I have to say, like, outside of work and everything, life couldn't be better in the last 2 years or so. But work stuff's been a little touch and go, and that has translated quite a bit into how much I'm able to upload and stuff like that. So hopefully there's no hard feelings. I know people get kind of weird about that stuff. I had someone talking to me the other day who was like, for me, if there isn't a new episode of the thing I follow on Tuesdays when I'm expecting it, I get offended. I'm like, dang, okay. Less people creating the things. Like, you'd be completely out of here if you're following my stuff. I did that grind. I did the weekly. I did the never miss a week for a very long time. How many balls are in play? I think multiple. Specific name for the hook? Not yet, but go for it. What do you think? Yeah, I gotta turn that like messages disappearing thing off, because there's no point in me having that chat be 30 seconds and then a timeout. So I am not looking up every 30 seconds. It's like just enough of a hook. But you would have to keep it spinning with this. Like, you'd have to be hula hooping it. Otherwise it's just not sticking to your staff. Let's see. I feel like fring is like a onomatopoeia I associate this with. Hula, gyro staff. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely wooden, I think. For sure. I will definitely make sure to eat before tomorrow's stream. That seems to be something I'm remembering. And it just didn't super work out today with the timing of went to lunch, didn't eat at lunch. But yeah, it's something about, I remember just certain streams where I would, if I went a certain amount of time, I just would completely blank to a point that I'm not too far from right now, where I was just like brain out of protein. My metabolism is not conducive to starving oneself, unfortunately. I am I'm a gas guzzler. Fastener? Hard to get food sometimes. It's, yeah, apparently at certain restaurants it's hard to get food in less than an hour. Oh, I saw a rat in the thumbnail, but I'm all for it. Hunter Slash, welcome. A rat in the thumbnail? I'm curious what it looks like. I'm not sure if it's updating or if it's like Oh, I can see how it kind of looks that way. Yeah, so right now it's actually it's an insectoid sort of character. A rat. Before you can get to the chicken, we'll wait. Oh, it's okay. There's another 20 minutes left of the stream, so I'll hold out till then. But I just for next time, for tomorrow. Just unfortunate timing. It's all good. Let's see. Oh, I just want to erase this part of the staff. There we go. Fastener. Fastener? Yeah, that's actually... I wonder if there is a sort of sewing related term. Because the people are weaving a lot. So maybe that is an area, right? Like... kind of, it's sort of like you're spinning. I know, right? Drawing chicken, eating chicken. Crazy. Okay. That was what I want to do. I want to adjust this. Very muted colors on this guy. Really want that orange to pop. Cool. So, bowl weaver, spinner, circumference, divot. Just like thinking of names for these things. Maybe maybe we're in the realm of the name of the sport actually. Oh, centrifugal, yeah. Centrifufling. I think it's, how do you spell it? Centrifugal? IFICAL? But it's funny because I for the longest time I thought people were saying centrifugal, just the way that the phonemes of the phonetics of centrifugal. A name for the donut. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of thinking in the realm of that right now. Insectoid sport. Yeah. Yeah, so our particular, like, there are sort of insectoid characters in this universe, and because they're running along sort of the side of this bowl, we wanted characters who were nimble enough and light enough and like able to sort of run on the wall convincingly. But it doesn't mean other characters can't be, or other species sort of can't be playing the game. Awkwardness, you did a great gecko character. I thought that was cool. Going up the walls. All right. One bite of chicken. Allow me to be rude. It's necessary. Yeah, like eye of the needle. Yeah, I was thinking, so centrifugal force, centrifuge, right? Funnel, bowl. Either way, that's a bite of chicken. Down the hatch. I like where the energy ended up with this. It's good. Let's see. We can keep thinking on names. And it might be the kind of thing where it's the end of the weekend by the time we come up with the names. All right, I'm going to group him together. Put his staff in there too. And he's our bowl treader. And then we want to be able to, like... So, yeah, goalies should be able to catch it with their hands. I liked the idea of like the flea, right? Or someone small, someone diminutive. So goalies are always so large. Even if they're like, even if they're just regular people. The chicken plotline finally pays off. It is not KFC. Would a centipede character be cool on the team? I think so. There's a lot of oh, I missed Kip's comment. I don't know stitching. Overcast stitch. Overcast. Yeah. Casting. It's sort of like your the motion of throwing it is kind of like casting. Sugar Ant. First episode of Stormfellers came out like a year ago, I think. No, I'm kidding. It should be this year. It should be by the end of this year. Thank you for your patience. Sugar Ant. Okay. I like how sporty he turned out. He looks like a bit of a speedster. If you were to make a child character, how would you do it without being cliche? If you know, I think it all comes down to proportion. It's kind of how visually kids look. But just like, I'd make them normal and not like overly precocious and not overly cutesy. Yeah, you'll be seeing the trailer for Stormfellers in the next couple of weeks. Name of the ball. Yeah, the name of this. Yeah, okay. Casting. Let's see. Casting staff. Like, I'm always such a tough person with names because it doesn't have to be like this crazy like trademarkable like brand name, right? But if it's overly functional, or spiral. Fishing terms works with the storm vibe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys have had really good ideas today. I appreciate it, you folks. I like where we're going with this. I'm gonna color in his arms. Just make these darker. Makes it clear. Okay. Like Weevil cast, Weevil ball, Weevil bowl. Like, so we have like toroid. Oh, that's right. I forget who had the idea specifically, but like the actual the little net or the sort of the strings on the inside of this, and maybe that can be like weave, you know, too, like some plant strands. sort of organically have this sort of netting inside. I streamed on the 31st. Yeah, same deal as today. Same 3 to 6 p.m. Waffle Whirl. Yeah, Whirl. Whirl is a good word. Because you can invoke like Tilt-A-Whirl. Like whirling to me also kind of has that like the speed is so high that you're able to be pressed against a surface that is not flat on the ground, right? And like you can kind of like get a sense of the whirling, like they're dribbling, right? The like the spinning. You can kind of call it whirling. Clear, so you came with it. Awesome. Yeah, it does look a little bit like your dream catcher. It looks like a tennis racket that you cut the handle off of. Still working on the frisbee game. Yeah, that's the idea, Bunga Hooch. To get a little bit more flushed out, flourished world. Sense of the storm idea. Yeah. Whirlwind. Mm-hmm. And like thinking about the origins of the sport and stuff too, you'd kind of have, just kids coming up with it before it was like a big event. You just had people messing around, right? Let's give these wings a little bit more translucency. Make them blue. Storm Rush. That's cool. What? So the only thing about Whirl, which I do want to keep, is that like mouth sound wise, it needs to be like preceded or succeeded by a very different kind of sound. Like squirrel, squirrel, right? Like it's you got like flying squirrel goes with squirrel because it's a very different mouthfeel. Flying then terminates the word. I'm sure there's terminology for all this stuff I'm not explaining well, right? But like dive whirl, drive whirl, whirlcast. You know? Oh. Oh, okay. I mean, I already read it. Like curling, right? High whirl. Ooh, high whirl. That's not bad. I like that. I like where you're going with that. Like curling, the sport curling. Whirling. It could be like it could have a prefix to that. Ooh, sweet. Cheetah. Oh, that's awesome. Centaur looking. Awesome cheetah. Looks really cool. Yeah, and if anyone wants to like publicly post some of the stuff that they're doing, and tag me, I can share some of what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, I'm circling it. I'm almost there. Whirling. Bowl whirling. See, bowl whirling is too similar in mouthfeel. Invasion animation, welcome. You are here on the very tail end of things. Yeah, go for it, Fox. Your own fan character. let's see. Flush whirling. It's a bowl. But see, you got it in my head with the storm rush. Rush whirling. Is that too weird of a name? It might not be the name of a sport you and I in our culture are like, cool, rush whirling. But it feels right. It feels right for Stormfellers. And oh yeah, that's just actually that's more Patreon. Just folks who I have on Patreon are contacting me that way. Fox, Schwerling. Yeah. I'm waiting for you guys to be very nonplussed about what we've ended up with. Like, we came up with Storm Rush. That sounds awesome. It just sounds like something grandmas do. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's, to me, curling is as foreign a sounding name. Schwerding. Rush whirl. Is this a design for an insect herding sport? Oh no, so invasion. Yeah, so we're at the tail end here. So I'll just kind of recap what we've come up with. So this is a sport that's being played in the Stormfellers universe. It's done so in a sort of a hole in the ground, right? So you have this bowl dug out, and spectators up top. And in the middle, you have multiple teams, right? More than two. So maybe like 3 teams and 3 different goals. And then the players, some of the players, are running like sort of along the side. And they are spinning their whirls, their little woven thing, and trying to get them into these goals that are guarded. And I think you end up with 12 players total, because there should be 4 players on each team. One who's one goalie, right? One like sort of one scorer, and one bull treader. So we'll come up with names for those other characters too. But Gingiveer here is our bull treader. He's the one running on the outside. I like this a lot. I think it's a cool concept. I feel like even outside of sort of Stormfellers as an idea, it's cool. But I think the idea to me of them living on an island that's sort of bowl-shaped, that's surrounded by mountains with storms coming out of the middle of them, I think it's very cathartic for them to be trying to return something to the center. Forecasters. Yeah, exactly, Kip. Hi, Manta. Oh yeah, it's been a long time since I've streamed, so appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think we have, if nothing else, we have something to go from for the next 2 days. I think over the next 2 days we can make the other 2 characters, and maybe a bit more, maybe some other teams and stuff like that. But it's definitely going somewhere. These just look like spiral hams. These little goals until I do this. Give them insides. Woven goals. Cool, y'all. We've got, so we will return to the chicken idea. I think you guys are pretty adamant about chicken as a character concept. Where did they go actually? Oh, here. Yeah, this guy wasn't bad. This was sort of in the weeds. Once we got over here, we're kind of in the weeds, character design wise. But I like how we just sort of took the posture of Gingerveer here and like pushed him forward so that he wasn't so animalistic, or was more animalistic, not so humanoid. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. And I think it works. And is this, maybe we just call it the weave. Pending a better name. I think weave is a pretty good idea. Chickens are your favorite animal. Yeah, Invasion, we were talking about how like there's lots of different there's really cool chicken designs. Like my mom had a book of chickens for a while. Sylvan Shroom, welcome. You're catching the tail end here. Hopefully there should be a little bit of a replay for this. You can kind of go back to the beginning if you need. But kind of the fruits of our labor over the last couple hours is right there. Welcome, welcome. You have to get the pineapple ring onto the curator. What a way to end things. It's fantastic. Weave is pretty good. The rush weave, yeah. Rush weave feels like grass. It feels like words that are associated with grass. Thank you. Appreciate it, y'all. Thanks for all the input. I think very little of this, like, I mean, I started with an idea, but very little of this was like really independent. Even if it wasn't like something that, isn't even my preferred way of doing anything, which is like sort of like Twitch plays your hands, like are being art directed by everyone all at once. Kind of bouncing the ideas was very valuable, at least as far as I'm concerned. Maybe do I do that stronger color under here? I don't know. I'm messing with them a little bit. I appreciate how sort of gestural he started, or how he ended up. There we go. Oh, that's nice. That looks really nice. Just a little value separation from the neck. Sweet. Folks, it's been lovely. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure to check out the sale over on the shop for the virtual booth. Now he's got a beard. Exactly. Twist. Hey, Clay Curry. Welcome. Thank you, Manta. Appreciate it. We iterated a lot on the legs. Yeah, make sure to check out the shop. We've got several exclusive things just for this weekend, including some of like the backpack items from this year from Bigo's Backpack. Will only be the next 3 days. We have 11 by 17 prints of the Wanderlumen and Ramsel, and like trading card packs, mystery packs, cheap way to get a lot of cards, all the pins, a bunch of stickers, mini prints. It's a good time. Appreciate it, y'all. See you at 3 tomorrow. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.